All right, so here we have the Anthony Bourdain page with just headings determining the importance of the different topics on the page. Perfect. And if we look at the folder structure here, we got the Bourdain example. And the Bourdain example has this one example that we already saw. And then it has this one, which we're looking at right now. And then it has this one down here, which is the perfect, I'm done result. And these three will all create the exact same outline, right? So remember, what we're talking about is you want to use headings, H1 through H6, to determine the importance of the different topics on your page. That's the main takeaway. The second thing is there's this thing out there, the document outline algorithm, and we're kind of curious. Let's just explore that, and let's make sure we understand it because it's in the documentation. So when you come across it in the documentation, you'll be like, oh, I know what that's about, right? And the document outline algorithm is not currently implemented in any browsers or user agents for accessibility, screen readers or anything like that. There are some conformance checkers that use it. And the recommendation is exactly what I'm telling you. Use H1 through H6 to determine the structure of your document. However, I think it's good to know about the document outline algorithm and how it works. So when you come across it, you understand it. So you can talk to people about it. So if it ever does get implemented by browsers, you know how to use it. Um, so let's just understand it. It only takes a couple of videos and you'll totally know it and you'll get it. And I think one of the reasons it hasn't caught on is because a lot of people haven't taken the time to figure it out. All right. So all three of these files create the same outline, but they have different headings, right? Which is interesting. So this one here has H1 for find more info and H2 for about, appearances, and shop. Let me just put that over to the side. And this one, right, we're looking at these tags right there, and we're looking at these tags right here. Right? You can see this is like H2 find more info. That's H1 find more info. And then H3 about appearance of shop, and these were H2s, right? But these both produce the same outline. So that's that outline. And exactly the same is this one. Okay? So remember, what's going on here is the most important takeaway is you want to use headings to determine, right, to convey to anybody the importance of the different topics on your webpage. That's the most important takeaway. Okay? And then the second thing is let's understand the document outline algorithm. Because you might say, oh, outlines are determined by headings, and then you get this tool, let's do an outline, right? Well, we use different headings and we got the same outline. That's because the outline algorithm, it's not only the H1 through H6 working, it's also nav, article, section, aside, and body, right? Those elements all working together. So H1 through H6, nav, article, section, aside, and body. So in understanding how those work together, which we'll learn about in the next video, I just want to show like, hey, we could get the same outline. The document outline algorithm can give us the exact same outline even when we're using different headings. And that's kind of weird. So the perfect solution would be for these to be, instead of H1 and H2, and I have that solution right here, the perfect solution is like this. Right? And so I deleted the H1 and the H2 from before, and I'll just get those out of there. But now I have find more infos in H2, find more infos in H2, and I have H3s right here for all that other stuff. And if I look at this outline, exact same outline, right? So perfect. And why is that perfect? It's perfect because I want to have the topics on my page, right? I want my headings H1 through H6 to convey the importance of the topics on my page. And that's what I have right here. And that is also what I have right here. As I start to add more stuff in there, I have the exact same H1 through H6 conveying the importance of the different topics on the page, right? So that's the main takeaway. That's why it's perfect. So even though I've started to use other elements like nav, article, section, and aside, remember those four plus body, all work together with H1 through H6 when you're looking at it from the outline algorithm perspective, right? Those are all working together, right? Even though I have that stuff in there, I could still just use H1, H2, and H3. And so this is all still working from both perspectives, right? So it's working from this perspective where it's just my headings. So I have my headings being correctly used here. And it's also working from the perspective of the document outline algorithm where, you know, if I use some tool to look at my outline, it still produces a nice outline for me. And I think that's kind of cool. I don't think there are many people out there who use this, but I kind of like it, you know? Like if I go to CNN and I want to check out, you know, what the outline is for the news. You know, I could hit that and I could see like the top topics and things like that. So yeah, I think it's kind of good to know about, and you know, so when you're reading the documentation, you understand what you're coming across and you understand how it works, and if it ever is implemented, you know how to do it. So in the next couple of videos, we're going to see how to understand the document outline algorithm and how to use it. But again, the most important thing I want to reiterate, and I'm just saying this again because the more you roll around in some, the more it sticks, is use H1 through H6 to determine the importance of the different topics on your page. That's step one all the way. And then once you've done that, you know, your nav article section inside, right, will fit in fine. Okay. So let's understand the document outline algorithm in the next couple of videos.